Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's Day. We're not dressed like we were last year.
Last year
There's
was
Sayla.
a little bit different.
Come on. Yeah. Come here. Yeah.
But it's a lot more comfortable this year without all that paraphernalia.
Sayla had trouble today because we have the music in our headphones today instead of being played normally.
Yeah.
And so she did not hear it. So she was not aware that the show was starting.
Maybe we should do this every time.
I took the earplug and I put it in her ear so she could hear the music.
Well, hi everybody. Welcome tonight.
It's 2021. We're doing St. Patrick's Day.
We're doing our Thursday night live on Wednesday.
For the next 30 minutes, we're going to have a show.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work.
You sound kind of like a pirate. I don't know if you're a pirate or an Irishman.
That's okay. That's a good Irish. That's how you say it. Farty and farty.
I'm not going to say what I just heard you say.
So we have a very different show schedule tonight than we usually do. Henry Perlman, hello. We were waiting for you.
That's right.
It's nice to see you. Henry just a couple of minutes ago asked, "Is the show on?" And
yeah, we're always a couple minutes late, Henry, but we're usually it's usually close. Is today your daughter's birthday, Kathy? Happy birthday!
Yeah. So as you see, if I'm Cal and this is Ida. And there are some regulars that are out there making comments. There's some new folks. It's a good Wednesday night. Usually we're on Tuesday nights. We skipped last night. We'll explain that during the show, but we were working on something last night that we want to talk to you about a little bit. And so today we're going to do something very different. Now, we are going to talk a little bit about things your dad said and your mom said when you were growing up, and or even now. My mother's still alive, and
she still has says those things.
She's still saying things. It turns out.
Stop making that face. You're going to stick like that.
So what we want to know is what your mom and what your dad said. You know the sayings I'm talking about, like close the door. All the air conditioning's going out of the house.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't want to mock my parents, mostly because my mother's listening.
Right. And your mother's adorable.
And she's having a birthday coming up, by the way. She's going to be 95 soon.
Wow. That's amazing.
But anyway, we are going to do that with you. But what we want to do, we have been building a new capability. And that's basically to include people via Zoom link. And I'm going to spring something on Ida. I don't think I told her that she was going to do. You got to put that Zoom link in the comments.
I love how you spring these things on me because what do I know?
So you can just watch the show just like you are. Don't feel any pressure to do anything more than what you're doing right now. Just watch and enjoy, comment. We'll put them up on the screen and that sort of thing. But if you want to, you can zoom into the show and we will actually put you on the screen if you zoom in the show. So we've been wanting to do this for a long time. It's a little bit of a long story. Years ago, 5 years ago, probably now, we were on a product called Meerkat, and Meerkat had the ability. It was before YouTube, before Facebook streaming even existed, and in the very early days of YouTube streaming. But you could interact with the people that just like we do on this show. And that's really where the sort of the basis of this show was built, on Meerkat. And we have but one of the things that Meerkat did was they allowed you to actually bring guests on. So if somebody wanted to say something, they could say something. So it's not just Ida and me talking about whatever and you leaving comments, but actually somebody could come on and say something. So did you post the...
I'm ready to when you tell me to go.
So Ida's going to put the link to our Zoom show. Now, if you go on that Zoom show, you could end up on the air. So if you've got like pictures of your checkbook number in the background, that will be forever on the internet, and wouldn't be a good thing. We don't have a way of blurring stuff out or
right.
But you're welcome to come in. Now, when you do request to come in, you should still come. We won't be able to put comments from Zoom onto the show. we'll be able to see them, but we won't be able to put them on the show. So if you want to come on to Zoom anytime, you could come on for a short time and just say hi. And but we want to ask you, when you do come on, we're probably going to ask you about things your parents said, and we'll interact with you a little bit.
Kathy already posted one, which is a really good one.
Okay, let's see Kathy's just to get us started. You better bet that comes out of the rug.
That is how moms taught us religion.
Yeah, that's for the spillers among us. That's oh, good, Rob. Nice to see you. And the comments this week, we had trouble with the comments last week. It was a user error. It was just me last week. I hit the wrong buttons and
stuff
everything
happens.
went haywire.
What do I know?
So doesn't everybody have, like, I'm a dad, right? So I don't say the same thing over and over again. And
maybe we should interview your kids to see if that's
well,
true.
they're probably watching. So the Zoom thing, by the way, will only work during the show. So if you're not watching live,
I see,
that's
what
not going to work.
On the replay, you can't do it.
It'll only work for the live show. But on the replay, you can certainly comment, and we will react to it. So somebody just popped up. So I have to be able to recognize you to know that you're there. So let me. Oh, it's Henry.
Yay!
Should we say hello to Henry?
Let's say hello.
Okay,
to Henry.
let's bring Henry in. So so here he comes. I think we've got Henry coming into the show, and we'll bring Henry up here in just a second. So he's not Henry. You can hear us, right?
Can you hear us?
We're
Henry?
not hearing Henry yet. One more time, Henry. Can you speak again?
How are you guys?
There you
Henry.
go.
There you are.
So isn't that cool? So Henry can get right on the show and talk.
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, Henry. Where are you from?
Right. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Right now I'm in Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Henry,
Cool.
can I put you on the show? Can I broadcast you so that everybody can see your beautiful face? Here we go. Here's Henry. Hello, Henry. Everybody's now looking at you. So are you celebrating St. Patrick's Day today in Staten Island?
Yeah.
And
yes.
And so do you have anything that you remember?
Thank you.
Do you have anything that you remember that your parents used to say all the time?
Like you said before, close the door. So there seems to be a delay here.
Yeah, if you have your sound on on the show, you can just turn the sound off on the show and talk to us through Zoom. So the show comes out a few seconds after, so there is a delay. So you can, if you just watch us in Zoom, you can see the show there. See the show in the window there on Zoom. It should be one of your windows. My dad would always say, we don't want to air condition the outside, the whole world.
That's a good one. That sounds like something my dad would say.
He would say, close the door, we don't want to air condition the whole world.
Uh-huh. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Well, that's true too.
Yes. That's a good one.
We got that one all the time.
Henry, how did you hear about the Uniquely the Same show?
Do we?
How did you hear about this show, that it even exists?
Right.
I've never met you before. How did you find us?
Through Ida.
Oh.
Yeah, we belong to the same Facebook group, and I invited people there. And Henry
through Ida.
Yeah,
that's Ida right there.
Right.
She's
through Ida.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here every Tuesday doing a show, and this is not typical. This is a new feature that we're trying to work on. And if anybody else is joining us, you're welcome to come right into Zoom and join right in with us.
Please
you don't
do.
have to. We're glad for you to just watch the show on Facebook or YouTube and leave your comments that way as well. So here's the number one thing that moms say that I have. Okay, so see, you tell me if you think your mom used to say this. What part of no don't you understand?
My mom said that a lot.
Did she say that?
She did. And I find myself saying that to my 3 boys too. Yeah.
So I do think my mom used to say that.
Sayla's down there growling at us.
Sayla's looking for food. That's our dog.
What part of no don't you understand?
Exactly.
You know what? That sounds better with a New York accent. Did you notice that? That's pretty good.
Oh.
Years ago, I lived in a private house. No, well, my father lived in a private house. And my father would tell the grandchildren, reach for a leaf.
Yeah. The Mary Lou says she's waiting to get in, but she's not in the waiting room. So Mary Lou, try again. You clicked the wrong link, or you're in the wrong room. I see no such.
She says she can see herself. Kathy says, "Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about."
There's a good one.
That's one I know.
That one. I think my mother did used to say that. It doesn't sound like my mother.
It doesn't sound like something your mom would say.
That's something your mom said too, Henry?
Yeah, definitely. Yep, all the time. My father would say all the time.
Yeah, I think I heard that more from my father too than I did from my mom, because he didn't like to hear whining and crying for sure. I think that comes from he lived through the Depression. He lived through lots of hard times.
That'd be something my father would always say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mine too.
Kathy, was that your father that would say that? Stop your crying, or I'll give you something to cry about. Now, the big one that related to that my mother would always say is, wait until your father gets home. Which sort of was sort of the similar saying.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, Anna Marie says, find something to do, or I'll find something for you to do.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That definitely I've heard too.
Oh my. Okay, so here's another one. I don't care who started it.
I'm going to finish it.
That's all right.
My mom would add, I'm going to finish it.
Your parents had some very colorful sayings.
Oh no, you're baiting me now. You don't want me to say. Oh my.
Every once in a while, we call them Ida-isms around the office. Every once in a while, Ida will come out with one of her dad's sayings primarily, right?
And my dad was in the Navy, and so he had colorful language. So they just come out because I heard them my whole life. So I apologize if I offend. I'll apologize in advance.
There's Mary Lou.
Hi, Mary
Okay,
Lou.
we'll bring Mary Lou in now. All right.
Yeah. I'm online, actually.
So, hello, Mary Lou. Unmute yourself.
You?
You're there.
Yeah, this is a new group. They're trying something.
Ask her to unmute.
Okay,
I do believe. We'll see if she unmutes. So, Mary Lou.
Okay, so I was playing around. Okay, now why do I see myself twice?
Well,
so turn off the sound on the show. If you're watching the show somewhere, turn that sound off.
Yeah, Billy's in Florida.
And, I don't hear anything.
He's out.
So you might want to mute Henry.
What do I do?
Yeah, he's muted. So Mary Lou, nice to see you.
Okay, now I don't hear anything, and
she's working
places where there ought to be words, the words are missing.
We hear you. We can hear you.
So be careful.
turn your sound. How do we send her a message that says turn your sound back on? Yeah, so that's an interesting.
With the view,
So
that doesn't help.
So yeah, so if you're joining us, we're just experimenting with a feature that we haven't tried before, and we've got a couple of folks on the show.
Turn my sound back on.
And so I can also bring in people side by side.
That'd be good.
Hey, like that.
Hey, that's neat. We're getting so good at this thing.
So so Mary Lou is still trying to get her sound working, but I had her shut off her sound and now she can't hear.
Actually, I'm thinking of bailing out and going back to the other way.
Yeah. That's fine. That sounds fine.
Thanks for trying.
Got some sound eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lesson learned, that when you come on, then we have to worry about the sound, how you're hearing sound. So you can't do it on the same device that you're already watching on. Because
I think the delay might be coming from your earpiece out.
From Mars?
Might be.
Yeah, well, what happens is if you have the show open on Facebook or YouTube, and then you also open it up on Zoom, you're going to hear the sound twice, and unfortunately, you're going to hear it 10 or 15 seconds delayed.
Okay.
And so that's not going to come across very well. So, and there's no way to mute Facebook, or is there? Can you mute the Facebook?
I have
Just the Facebook video? Like, is there a mute button? There sure is. So that's how to do it.
Mute it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you should just do a Zoom call.
Well, yeah.
Actually, if you want, you could also go on to Facebook Messenger. And once you're on Facebook Messenger, you can add people, you can talk, video talk, without the delay.
Are you a technology guy, Henry, that you know?
No, not at all. I've just been doing this for years.
Well, so here's the thing. For 2.5 years, we've been doing this live show on Facebook and YouTube. And there are probably 30 people watching us there right now. But this experiment of the Zoom call, you must know how to use Zoom. Lots of our viewers probably have never even used Zoom, or only used it once or twice. So we're glad that you experimented with it. I'm going to mute Mary Lou, and she still has her. I'm gonna move Mary Lou back out to the. Well, I guess I'll leave her. I'm afraid we're getting that feed. I'm afraid.
We don't want to lose anybody.
Yeah. Let me just put her back in the waiting room. If she wants to come back in, we can bring her back in.
So are the sayings? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Kathy says, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump off of it too? That's a good one, Kathy. Definitely. That's a mom one. Yeah, I think that might be the most common. Yeah, it's pretty common,
one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't every mom say that one?
I know my mom did.
So Henry also dropped off, so now we're down to just you and me, Ida.
Okay.
But if you come back, we're glad to. Wow, people have a ton of them.
They do.
I know, Mary Lou. Glad you made it back. Thanks for trying out the Zoom alongside of it. That teaches us some lessons about it.
Right. Exactly.
What I do want to mention to you, Mary Lou, is first of all, your Zoom is still on, but we moved you to the waiting room. And that's a new.
I don't know how to. If I say yes to that, then what happens?
Yeah, that's directly through. I'm sure he's going to try it. I don't mind. I don't mind trying it. See what happens. So he did that with you.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, Henry, thank you for trying.
Thanks for trying, though, Henry. That's helpful. It's another thing worth trying.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that one another day. But it's complicated because we have to take the feed that you come in with and feed that back in through the show, and so I would have to actually approve that on my screen, and we'll need another computer screen to do that.
Well, we're learning. That's
all
good.
right. So which one haven't we said here? Have we said money doesn't grow on trees?
Definitely.
What's the context of saying that?
Well, you can't just go out and pick a bunch of.
No, I know what the saying means.
What?
I mean, when does that get said?
Oh, like I want. Can I have a new Xbox 4? Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah, there you go.
That kind of thing is when my folks would have. I don't think I would have asked for anything that expensive in my lifetime with my parents. No.
That wouldn't have worked.
It would not have worked.
All right. How about this one? I did. So how many people would say that? Maybe what we should do is we should vote on the one that's more common. Okay. Which one did your parents say more often? Your face is gonna freeze like that.
That was a big one.
Or beds are made for sleeping, not jumping.
We got both of those a lot.
But which one was more common? A, your face is gonna freeze like that, or B, beds are made for sleeping, not jumping.
I know. At our house, it would have been your face is going to freeze like that.
Yeah, that again. I think that's the more common one. So what would you guys say? A or B? A, your face is going to freeze like that, or B, beds are made for sleeping, not jumping. Kristen, who usually joins us, I'll bet isn't here. Is she here tonight?
I didn't see Kristen.
So my sister Ruth is visiting Kristen, and so they are hanging out together. Really, Al? So Al gets in neither.
There you go.
Al, did you have a saying that your parents always said? Al didn't put one up yet, did he?
No.
How about? I don't know if this one's on here. I don't think it is, but
oh, Kristen just popped in.
Oh, there.
Hi, Kristen. Nice to see you.
You say it, and it comes to. Let's see. Is Ruth with you, Kristen?
We got several people saying A.
Yeah. So A. So
your
so
face
we
is going to
agree.
freeze like that. Yeah.
We agree. Okay. So your face is going to freeze like that. Now we're gonna have a race off. The number one thing that mothers say.
Oh, Al says he remembers the sayings he gave to his kids instead, rather than what was said to him.
So, Al, what will you be known for? What's your most common saying? That's sort of our question. Okay, how about this one? Eat your vegetables, or because I said so. That's why. C or D? Eat your vegetables, or D? Because I said so.
I think I would have gotten eat your vegetables more, because after you say why a couple times, you learn it's because they said so. So you don't ask again.
They don't keep saying that?
No. That was when the fly swatter came out.
I don't think I ever stopped asking why. I think I had to get that because I said so over and over and over again. I think that was the definition of my.
I used to tell him to go to your room.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because I said so. I think
we got a lot of because I said so.
That seems like that one's
Kristen says that.
Got to be the most the most
Kathy
common.
says that.
You know, my parents didn't say eat your vegetables. My parents saying was clear your plate.
Clear your plate.
Yeah, which is the same thing, but it wasn't just vegetables.
You had
Clear your plate. That
people
didn't
are
mean take it to
starving.
the.
Clear your plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a saying. I don't think that's on our list.
It's not, but I heard that.
That was a saying. There are people in China. I think is the way it was said in my household.
We always got Biafra.
I don't know. I'm not even sure people in China were starving.
They're probably not.
That's what they were saying.
But we were led to believe.
At least
it.
they thought that people were starving in China. These comments are going by so fast. I can't even see them all.
Most everybody's saying because I said so.
Yeah. Okay. So we're putting said so into the runoff.
Henry has the new one. He says, "Never pinch, you'll get cancer." I never heard that one.
Wow.
That's ominous.
I wonder if that's a particular ethnic saying, like, from some particular background or
part of the country. I mean, that's New York.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm Midwest, so.
So what's the idea? If you pinch somebody, you're going to get cancer.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a heavy.
It is. Of course, kids don't know what cancer is, so they just know it's something you just stop pinching.
We didn't do what kids always say. We could have added that to the list.
Yeah.
Like, are we there yet? And we could have another show.
I have to pee. Oh, sorry, but yeah, that one comes to mind quickly.
Okay. Here's the next set for mothers.
Okay.
Which do you think? Is it E or F? E. I'm going to give you to the count of 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you to the count of 3. Or F. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. Which one of those is more common?
Both of those, I think we heard about the same time. And one might have been the warning shot, and two might have been.
Well, which one got said first? So if you stopped, then the second one wouldn't have to be said. I'm going to give you to the count of 3. It's all fun and games. I don't remember. It's all fun and games.
Oh well, I definitely remember it. I'm going to give you to the count of 3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone famous taught that saying, like that was a Dr. Spock, like parenting.
Well, yes, because then you go to a timeout. We didn't have timeouts. We had something else that was more.
Did I get Dr. Spock right? Yeah, it's Mr. Spock that's on.
Dr. Spock. I think it's interesting because Henry said, "Clear your plate. People are starving in Biafra." That's what we were told Biafra too, and I don't even think Biafra is a country anymore. Is that?
I am uneducated on Biafra, and I'm afraid to even comment on it.
Oh, well, Biafra was. It's not a wilderism. It really was a country because we used to trick or treat for UNICEF for people in Biafra. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I might just Google that one.
I think you should.
Biafra.
Oh, Mary Lou says her parents didn't give them a warning. You just had to obey, period.
I'll give you to the count of nope, I won't. I'm going to just whoop you.
There you go.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
That's sort of up there with one that I've tried to work on, but never really gotten... I wish, this is one of the sayings I wish would have taken.
Okay.
Let me see how it goes. It's something like, I can't remember exactly how it's supposed to be said, but do it the right way, all the way, right away. Do it the right way, all the way, right away.
Oh. We got once a job is first begun, never leave it till it's done.
Oh.
Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all.
Well, there's a whole...
I'm telling you, we were poets at
there's
the
a whole
Wilder House.
multi-stanza poem that goes with
right.
that one. And you have it memorized. Did you
I
ever
heard
repeat that?
Yes, many times.
Okay, so let's hear it again.
Once a job
wait,
is first...
this is a moment of inspiration.
Okay.
So be inspired by what you're...
He's doing this to me again.
Let's hear it.
Once a job is first begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor, great or small, do it well or not at all. Go.
Did we
And
get any E or Fs, which I'm going to give you to the count of 3, or it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt?
no.
Oh, you know what I want to try?
Joel says Biafra was in Nigeria. So there you go.
See, that's why we have experts watching the show.
Thank you.
It's a shame we don't have
Geography major.
experts on the show. But we have Zoom now, so that experts can come on.
I resent that.
You resemble it.
I do resemble
You
that
knew
statement.
that Biafra existed. I never even heard of the Biafra saying.
Yeah, Henry says, do it right the first time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty good one. Pretty good one. All right, so nobody wants to vote on E or F. I'm going to give you to the count of 3, or it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt.
No, people are just throwing out their sayings.
Yeah. Well, should we take a couple of theirs and measure them up?
Sure.
Let's see if any of those hit the...
Kathy says, I might have been born at, I think it's in the dark, but it wasn't last night. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Last night.
That's when you're trying to get away with something, and they're like, yeah, you're not fooling us.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, she's got lots of them.
Kathy?
Yeah, wipe that smile off your face before I do it for you. Oh, I've heard that one, Kathy.
That is a ruthless one, but that is
Yes.
a common one.
Yeah. What's so funny?
Wipe that smile off. You know, my sons, they're now 18. I mean, they're not little kids anymore, but when they were little kids, that was one of they could not smile.
Everything is funny.
They had to giggle while they were being.
Because they have that twin connection too. That's twin power.
And it's terrible because they would just dig a hole. Like Linda gives out chores as consequences, right?
Uh-huh.
And so she'd say, okay, you're going to have to do an hour of work. And then you'd see this. And they'd start giggling.
Aw.
She's like, 2 hours.
Oh, not so funny.
No.
Yeah, Mary Louise. Kathy does know a lot of them. And
Well,
Henry
this should
said
be
he
the
said both of
Kathy
them.
show. I'm sorry that we don't have Kathy. By the way, our Zoom capability, you can just call in on too.
Yeah, you don't have to do the video.
But we didn't look up the phone number. So I don't know. So I can't give you the phone number. I don't know what the phone number is.
What's the matter?
Next time. It was just a test. We're just testing.
Yes, that's
Can we take a little break from the mother and dad sayings
yeah.
just to
let's
explain?
do.
So
I want you to-
normally we're more organized on the well, I don't know if that's true or not.
Wait a minute. Don't say something.
But normally our questions we have slides for, and we have like an organized game where we keep track of it. We've figured out exactly how to play the game, and we're doing it much less formally tonight.
Mhm.
But there's a very particular reason for that. It's because we didn't prepare. No, that's not the
Calvin.
that's not the reason. The reason
Yeah.
is the reason why we postponed the show one day is because we submitted a grant proposal yesterday,
Yes.
and we there were a couple of things that we needed to do to fix up the grant proposal. In fact, if you're one of our evaluators watching the show, hi.
Yes, and welcome.
But we proposed. It was the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation,
Right.
and Christopher Reeve, if you'll remember, he was the person who played Batman. And
Superman.
why did I say Batman?
Who knows?
Did I say that? Yeah, he played Superman in at least 3 movies, and he had lots of other roles as well. He had dreamy eyes. That's what I remember about him. He had those like piercing blue.
He did have beautiful eyes.
Yeah. So, but he was horseback riding in Virginia, not too far from where I lived actually, and fell off his horse and broke something and was paralyzed as a result of that. And so his foundation that grew up after that accident has invested all sorts of money in research and has made an extraordinary difference in the world. And so it's that foundation that that runs various funding opportunities for organizations to address issues of paralysis. And so paralysis isn't just people who've broken their neck or their back. It would include people who are born with paralysis or various types of disabilities that include paralysis. So cerebral palsy, ALS, all of those would come under the paralysis wing. There's lots of others, spina bifida. So anyway, they put out an opportunity to request grant money, and so we did that. This grant is specifically designed to address matters of isolation. Is that what it is?
Social isolation.
During as a result of COVID-19. And so we actually proposed some shows, that we would do some shows on the topic, and we would try to improve our content so that it better served people affected by paralysis.
Right.
They actually just say people with paralysis on their website. They take ownership sort of the disability term. And there are two different styles, and they take that second style in their approach.
That's right, Kathy. Both Christopher Reeves and his wife Dana have both passed away.
Yeah, extraordinary.
But the foundation lives on.
Extraordinary people, and the foundation is alive and doing wonderful work, continuing to do wonderful work. So anyway, we'll find out in May. But we wanted to fix up that proposal, get it the best we could. And what we proposed had a little bit to do with bringing guests on more freely. And that's always been our goal, in the past, it's been primarily the two of us with you giving comments, which is great. And that works pretty well. But we like to hear your voices. It was sort of fun to have
Definitely. It was
Henry
nice
on,
to,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And even with Mary Lou her feed not working, that was nice too.
Yeah, we got to see who she is.
So Mary Lou, I still want to remind you need to turn off your Zoom. You have Zoom turned on, and I think you covered your camera, so that's fine. And I've taken you out of our feed anyways, but just want to remind you of that. So that's why we're doing the show the way we're doing it, is because we wanted to. It gave us some ideas of some things that we could do in the short term, and one of the things, like when we play our games, one of the things we thought about is contacting a few of you ahead of time and saying, "Hey, would 4 of you come on and join the Zoom?" And then we could have a 4-person panel. And so, for instance, like when we play the game Most Unique, we could have our panel decide the answer, and then we could measure that against people's responses coming in.
We're going to figure a way for this to work.
There are some other capabilities that we looked at too that we want to test along the way, but we thought just because we were pressed like that. Okay, well, maybe I could kick you out, Mary Lou, but I'm afraid to kick you out that you wouldn't be able to get back next time. So it won't hurt. When we close the window, yours will all go away and you'll be fine too. So yeah, thanks though for trying that. That's really appreciate it. Let's do some more.
Okay. Henry says doesn't know if we can do Zoom and Facebook at the same time. I did type in that we pull through another software to make Zoom work with Facebook.
Right, but the viewer. So Henry, you can't do them, but you wouldn't need to do them if you come into Zoom. We're putting the same feed into Zoom that we're sending over Facebook. So if you were watching on Facebook, you would see it, or if you were watching on Zoom, you would see exactly the same thing. The difference is that on Zoom, you will actually see it a few seconds earlier.
Right.
So, yeah. So anyway, she got back on. She closed Facebook and got back on. I wonder if that means she got back on. Let me see if.
I got to say that the new comments that we put up are really nice because they're larger, and for me they're more legible. So I'm hoping it's more legible for everybody else too.
Yeah. So anyway, we messed something up with Mary Lou.
Hmm.
But and Anna Marie tells me we can. Oh, Mary Lou, you found the dropout button. Yeah, Anna Marie's giving me instructions.
Yeah.
So thanks, Anna Marie. That's good. That's helpful for me to know for the future as
Mm-hmm.
well. Yeah. So that's sort of our fun. Let's do some more sayings.
Okay.
How about some things Dad saying? Now, here's another way that you could view this. You could say, "How dad am I?"
Yeah.
Right. That's actually the tweet that I saw that started this whole thing. How dad am I? And I started reading them, and at first I was like, those aren't very. So this is the question: how dad are you? How many of these things do you say? You're gone, Mary Lou. Thank you. Yep. You've done it. You've been successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing, Ida, is now that message is scrolled way up, no one would even notice because our comments go by so fast, right? Nobody else is going to hop on. So we'd have to maybe put this in the description of the video so people could find it. So I don't know if you want to tweet it again. Are you able to put it in as a comment again?
You mean
I don't mean tweet it. I mean, yeah, put the information out again. If you want to join us, feel free, and we'll be glad to test it. But we're going to continue with the show, whether somebody joins us or not.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
I put the link back out there.
So even if you're a woman, you can find out how dad you are.
Oh, I thought there was going to be some derogatory thing, and I was getting ready to prepare myself to say something smart
just
back.
because I start a sentence with "even if you're a woman," why does it have to be followed by something derogatory?
I don't know. I guess I'm conditioned that way. I apologize. I apologize.
That's not right for you to say that. Even if you don't have children, you can determine how dad you are.
There you go.
So this is our question: how dad are you? I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. You're gonna add them up. So you're going to know how dad you are on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
All right. How dad are you? Do you say this? When a cashier has trouble scanning an item, do you say, "Guess it's free then"?
I do say that. I do say that.
Why do all dads say that?
Mary Lou's asking if she should try Zoom again or no.
You're welcome to, Mary Lou. So if you want to anybody does want to try Zoom, she said, should she try again? And she did. She's trying it.
Oh, there you go.
So let me see what we get here.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Mary Lou. So is Facebook turned off? Let's see, you're muted. So I am going to request you to unmute. Can you click this button? Oh, no,
Okay, I clicked the unmute, but I'm still getting 2 audio feeds.
Okay, on the Facebook page that you're watching, the actual Facebook page that you're watching, you can go there and on the and move your mouse around, and on the bottom right there should be a little speaker icon that you can mute. So this is just on your not your whole computer. You don't want to mute your whole computer. You want to mute just the Facebook page.
And Al said he doesn't see my instructions because he's on YouTube.
Oh, so we could put them on. Yeah, well, we can put them on YouTube too. But that's a good thing. We need to keep track of all the shortcomings. Okay, so the first one was, I guess it's free then. Mary Lou, you're on. We're seeing you live now. So, wonder if she got rid of us now.
Well, yep. It just I can't see myself anymore. Oh, there I am.
So, are you seeing the show?
I'm seeing a delayed version of it. I see me looking for that speaker icon.
Okay, that means that you are watching the Facebook page. If you can switch over and find the Zoom page, you will see us without delay. Hello, Janet.
Nice I just am seeing the thing that tells me to launch the meeting, but I did that already.
Yeah, you did. So you can close that. Oh,
Um,
I saw Henry in there and I didn't let him in.
Uh-oh.
Henry, I saw you, but I lost you. Okay, next. Guess it's free then. Do you say that, Mary Lou, when somebody scans it? Are you tempted to say, oh, I guess that's going to be free?
Maybe.
Not really. You just think. I think I'm more of a thinker of it than saying it. Because I think, well, that's a dad thing to say. I'm not going to say that.
Oh, I see that. Or if you get up there and there's no tag on it, like you picked up several things and there's no tag, then I say, I guess it's free then.
Yeah. I think when you go to a store, that's one of my things. When I go to a store and like it's mispriced or whatever, I'm always like, well, I have the right to get it for that price now.
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
You're still there, Mary Lou.
Yeah, but for some reason it went to my homepage. I lost you guys. I can hear you.
We must be around there somewhere. There's some
This
window
is
with us in
crazy.
it. Yeah, I'm sorry it's confusing. There is a Zoom window that is all you need. And so somewhere there is Zoom running. Down on the bottom, there should be a window that says Zoom. What's the Zoom icon? It's got like it's a blue icon with a little white camera in it. You should be able to. Okay, next one.
Okay.
When you take too long in the bathroom, when somebody's taking too long in the bathroom, do you say, "Did you fall in?"
Yes.
That's a dad thing.
I've heard that many
If
times.
you say that, you're a little dad.
dad.
Yeah, you get another dad point.
A dad point. Okay.
Yeah. So far we have 2 dad points.
Yeah.
How dad are you? That's
I'm
the question.
scoring. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I'm actually gaining points.
Here's the next one. When somebody confuses their left and their right hand, you say, "No, your other right."
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely say that.
No, not that right. The other right. That must be funny. Like the first time you hear it, it must be funny because that's why everyone says it, right? It's just like on its 100th time. It's not as funny.
Oh, Dad.
Okay, how about when the server at the restaurant brings you the bill? Do you say, "What's the damage"?
Nah.
I've heard my dad say that many times, but I don't say it.
What's the damage? Al's asking what the meeting ID is.
How do I get him a meeting ID?
I
have it.
I could probably clip this thing and put it into. But you have to keep going on the dad question. We got to keep the content rolling.
Okay. So
I just did number 6. So we've got 4 so far.
Where are you guys?
Okay, so here's another one. Do you ever find yourself saying this? Like when you look outside and your neighbor is washing his car.
Okay.
Do you say, "You want to do mine next?"
Yep.
That's a yes. Mary Lou says yes.
Yep.
You want to do mine
Do you
next?
want to do mine next?
No, that isn't my.
You don't say that?
No, my dad was gladly. I think my dad enjoyed washing the car. 2 things my dad liked: washing the car and fishing.
Oh. Strange.
He washed the car a lot. I think he enjoyed it. I mean, I think he actually. I don't think he did. Like for me, washing a car would not be a fun task.
No.
I think he liked
Not
washing
for me
the car.
either. So how about this one? When your dad fell asleep on the couch.
Okay.
And somebody says, "Were you sleeping?" And he says, "No, I was just resting my eyes."
Everybody says that one.
I was just resting my eyes.
Why is it that we don't want to be caught sleeping?
I think that must be something that's common to the United States, because a lot of places actually encourage napping and resting and not a 40-hour work week. And we're overachievers here. I think maybe that's it. I think probably it.
Okay, I don't know if this helps, but I've just finally closed every window on my computer, and finally the right Zoom page is showing.
Now you're seeing us in real time, right?
And hearing you in real time. Yeah. Like, I don't know why it's so hard to work it.
Yeah.
Kathy says she'd get along well with your dad because she likes to fish too. So
Yeah, there you go.
How about this one?
Before you do, hey Al,
Okay.
do you have a pencil that you can write down the meeting ID?
I could have done that.
Yeah. I could post it, but I don't want to post it on YouTube
I see.
because I don't know enough about the who sees YouTube
Okay, well, let's
postings. So the meeting ID is 918-7238-0852. I could create a little pop-up. 918-7238-0852. If anybody wants to join Mary Lou on the show, you're welcome to do so by just popping into that number.
I'm trying to find that little place where you click on it and you change the background behind you, or you make it blurry or something, but I can't find it.
It's under your video, under the video box.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
But I did notice if you do a beach scene or something, it looks like the wind is blowing and your hair gets all weird.
Really? I haven't experimented with those.
But every time, all the words are missing though on all the little icons. Like I'm just like, I know that little red rectangle is how to leave, but the word isn't there. And I don't know what, so where the video is, there's no words there either. Whoops.
All right.
Okay.
Back to the show.
Okay.
All right. What's your next one?
When you see a friend in public,
Okay.
say, I guess I'll let anyone in here.
Yes. I say that to Cal all the time.
That could be from now on our Zoom our Zoom channel. We can just say that we let anybody in here.
Yeah, that's right.
Reminiscent. Yeah, I get a
Okay.
point for that one.
All right.
I'm a dad that way.
You are a dad that way.
Oh, look, there's Al. Let me bring Al in. Al's going to join you side by side there, Mary Lou.
All right.
At least I think he is. There he is. Hello, Al.
Nice to see ya.
Hey, Al. Where's my hands? It's just like,
Side by side there. So, Al, you have to silence us in your Facebook. Just in the Facebook, not on your computer. So find the Facebook window and silence that one.
Kristen says her dad says that a lot. When you see a friend in public, guess I'll let anyone in.
Yeah. These aren't dad jokes though. These are just, they are dad jokes.
Yeah, well, they're things dads say, but I find myself saying them too. But I probably learned them from my dad.
It's reminiscing.
We could do a whole show on Wilderisms, and we could just offend everyone out there. Because I have some that my dad, who knows. Okay, are we ready for the next one?
Yep. I want to mention to Al that his mic's muted. So Al, what worked for Mary Lou was closing everything except for Zoom, basically. And so she just closed everything down, and then she only had Zoom, and you can watch the show through Zoom, and that should work. You can also pin the show window, so then so the show window is the big one, and then everybody else is a little person up at the top.
Now you can hear me.
Yeah. Hello. Everybody in the world can hear you. The whole universe.
All of our millions of viewers. Yeah.
Nice. It's nice to see you. I see you there in your dining room, which is where we interviewed you for that show.
Filmed the other one. So I'm not sure I see the comments, but I guess I don't need them if I'm going to talk to you.
Well, you'll see the comments that we post on the show.
In the window, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I see three windows. I see the combined window of the show. I see my window, and I see Mary Lou's window.
Yeah, Mary Lou over there in San Francisco, right by the Bay Bridge.
The wind blew my hair.
She's moved quickly. Al, what you can do is you can right click on the show window and just watch the show window. You can say like
Okay.
pin this, I think is the
Right.
saying.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we're gonna get good. We're gonna get good at Zoom.
Uh-huh.
I'm impressed with us.
I think look at
These two folks have figured out the technology and made their way. I mean, not to mention Henry.
Yeah, Henry got it first. So yeah.
Jumped on the show and got to see, got to be a part of it. And so, if more people come on, we can plug in as many people as show up.
Sounds good.
But you guys, but Al and Mary Lou, I have to tell you, you can't be vulgar, and you can't, and you can't say. This is all, and we do not want you to sing copyrighted material.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That could be a problem for Al. Al's a singer.
I know he is a great singer.
But I don't have any copyrighted information in front of me, so.
Yeah.
What I was saying.
I don't have a filter.
You asked what we remember from our parents.
Yeah.
But what I remember more often is what I said to my kids, not so much what my parents said to me. Maybe I was too old.
You didn't get parents wagging their fingers and saying something repeatedly to you, Al.
I don't remember that too much. No, it's pretty.
You must have been a very good child.
Yeah, you must
well
have been.
behaved. Yeah.
It was during the war, so it didn't have too much trouble. So.
Yeah. Your children, on the other hand, Al, they were not good, and you had to say
they lived in better times. So.
So you want to go with the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many have we had? Do you know?
I don't even know.
Are you marking them off as you go?
No, I thought you would be doing that.
Well, I haven't. I don't know where they are. I don't know the ones you're doing.
Okay. Go to the number 11
Resting my
spot.
eyes. Yep.
We've done all those. Except for number 10.
Okay, number 11 you're on?
10.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4,
You're the
5,
dad.
6. We've done 6. Okay.
Okay.
No, I don't like that one. Number 11.
That's why I said 11 to begin with. I didn't like it either.
How about this one? When you're driving along the road, you say, "Look, horses." That's supposed to be a saying that every dad says. Your dad said, "Look, cows."
Cows, yeah. I was going to say
"Look,
cows.
horses." And then my brother would say, "My sorcia." Because he couldn't say horse, he said sorcia. So we claimed them. Like whoever said it first, it was your horses. So yeah, my dad would say horses.
It is a funny thing though that you point out the horses and the cows. I guess you would. I guess you would like a deer or a fox or something if you saw along the side of the road.
We didn't. So
what I remember as a kid, I had just one sibling, my sister, and if we went on a trip, one would sit on one side of the car and I was on the other side, and we'd have a contest counting the animals that would be on our side of the road.
There you go. I never played that game, but that sounds like a good one, actually.
And then when you come into a cemetery, you got to start over.
Oh, I never heard that rule before. The old cemetery rule.
Cemetery rule. That's when you're playing. That's when you're playing for money in the backseat.
Yeah. Well, I heard a saying about a cemetery from Linda. She said, "See that cemetery over there? People are dying to get in there." I had never heard that before. In all my years, I'd never heard that. People are dying to get in there.
My dad always used to say when he'd go by a cemetery, he'd say, "Do you know how many dead people are buried there?"
Oh, all of them.
I think that's a dad saying, isn't it?
That's definitely a dad saying.
Okay, here's the next one. When you're carrying something heavy, you would get a dad point if you said, "It's not heavy, it's just awkward."
I heard him say that.
Oh, I say that one.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to admit that it's heavy, and so so it's not that it's heavy. It's just that it's dead weight. It's in
awkward.
It's in a.
Okay.
Nobody does.
Say that, but I mean it. It's true.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that one's not more common.
Okay.
How about when it rains? Did your dad or do you say, and so you get a dad point, we really needed this rain?
Well, I come from a farming community, so we would say that.
You would say that.
Yeah.
We really did need it.
Almost always needed the rain.
Okay, one more to make 10.
Okay. This
One
is a
more to
big
make
one.
10, yeah. Are you keeping score for
This
yourself?
Mute.
I think I got 9.
9?
Oh.
You're a dad? You're
I'm
like a
lying.
9 out of 10 dad.
I've got 8 so far. I missed one.
Anytime somebody offers you a warranty, you get a dad point if you say, that's how they get you. They charge you for the warranty.
I don't say that. So I only have 8 out of 10.
There's some. Hey, John, I see John in the Zoom.
No.
Guess who finally came home from work?
So why are you Zooming tonight?
It's an experiment.
Well, it's really just an experiment. It's our new capability. Instead of we've had technical complexities in bringing Zoom in, and we want to do it so that we could just anytime we wanted to bring somebody on to talk, instead of just leaving a comment, you could just come on and give your comment. So, like, if you want,
You just want to see everybody's pretty face.
That's one thing. It's nice to see your faces.
And see, when we bring on your pretty faces, do you notice how on our screen our faces shrink in size?
So the more of you, the littler we get. That's good.
I picked up another set of aluminum crutches today on the way home. Somebody was throwing them out, so I dropped them off at the church. And I think I have somebody who has a wheelchair too. I saw alongside the road, so I'll try to get that tomorrow.
Great. Well, now that John is here, we're going to move on in the show. You guys are welcome to stay on Zoom, but we're going to move on. Ida's going to do her saying of the week, and we'll do a joke of the week. And
I'm going to get off. I think.
Feel free to hang out there, and we'll come back after the little segment, and we could talk some more. You can watch the show through Zoom. That's the idea.
Okay. For me, it's confusing because I feel like if I look at the Zoom, then I'm not looking at all you. So
look at the Zoom up there.
I could do that.
Yeah, I don't know why we're on twice. Like why we're there and there.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So Ida, let me shift you over to your saying of the week. So those are. Please be thinking of other things moms and dads say. We're glad to hear what you might think moms and dads have to say. After the break as well. Mm-hmm. But let me get your little saying going.
Okay.
Whoops. Uh-oh. I'm going to ruin the joke. Don't read that.
Don't look.
Okay.
Okay. This is a quote from Brene Brown. She's one of my favorite people. I think she's brilliant. But it goes like this. Imperfections are not inadequacies. They're reminders that we're all in this together. So, we all have imperfections, but that's what makes us us. I think that's important to remember. Imperfections are not inadequacies. They're reminders that we're all in this together. So it kind of goes with, I'm uniquely the same. You're uniquely the same. We're unique, but different.
In this case, uniquely inadequate.
There you go. No. We're all a little broken. That's how the light gets in. Everything. I can talk in quotes all night long.
There you go.
I do too many of these. Anyway.
All right. How about the joke of the week?
Let's do the joke of the week.
I'll do the joke of the week, except I'm not the joker.
Oh, no.
I'm the jokey. I'm one of the jokees.
You're the jokey?
Along with the rest of you.
Okay.
So here's the joke of the week. We're Joe Delagrave, and that's his kids, a couple of his kids.
And his wife.
and his wife there, Joe Delagrave, who was on the show. Ida and I were talking about this earlier, that we have an
interview.
We have an interview with Joe that we've never shown, and we really should do that. We should. So one of these times we'll do an interview where he talks about. I asked him about one year he didn't make it to the Paralympics, which the Paralympics are back on.
Yes,
and they're going to be on NBC
prime time.
In prime time, so you're going to be able to watch Joe on the Paralympics this year.
He's in wheelchair rugby.
If you get it, if you get NBC, but he was the captain of the team, and then the next year he was not on the team. He was not. He was the captain one year, and then was removed as captain. And so anyway, that's our.
But he's back.
That's our buddy Joe. So we asked him about that. We talked to him about that in particular, and so we'll do that. We'll run that interview. But that's serious stuff. This is his joke, and since it's St. Patrick's Day,
it's an Irish joke.
Yeah, it's an Irish joke. Joe heard that we were going to be talking about he was going to be the joke of the week on St. Patrick's Day,
and he looked and looked for an Irish joke.
Yeah,
is that what he did?
And he came up. No, I think he wrote it. I think he wrote this joke.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure whether he wrote it or not. I'm not positive even if he's ever heard this joke. Anyway, I digress.
From his lips to our ears.
Let me give you the joke.
Okay.
The joke is, what's Irish and stays out your doors all year? I've given you plenty of time to figure it out. What's Irish and stays outdoors all year? Well, of course, patio furniture.
Okay. I kind of like that one.
That one too. That wasn't bad.
It's rare that I like one of our jokes, but that one seems funny to me.
Patio furniture.
I get it. Even Joe's smiling so big, he thinks it's funny too.
All right.
Good job.
Moving on. Let's try. What do you have to say? Now we have a little bit of a complexity on this "What do you have to say" segment, because we have this new news feed that I created, but it doesn't fit our template right, because if we bring up news, like, see here, watch, I'm going to bring up the news. It goes right over top of Ida.
It's okay. You can still see my head, the top of my head.
If you want to talk,
And
you can sort of scoot yourself up and go, hi.
I can raise a hand.
But this is another one of the things that we're working on. We're excited about this news, so I do want to just show it to you for a minute. Actually, what I'll do is I'll pull I'll put the big Ida and Cal shot. We can still hear you guys, Al and Mary Lou and John. So this feed now is a new thing that we're working on, where we are curating news from the best websites all around the world, and we're going to start to put up, sort of have our own disability news. And if you see something that you're a little bit intrigued with, or if you just want to look at disability news sometime, you can go to our website, and we have a page which is uniquelythesame.org/news, and these articles are all there. And they right now our news page isn't lovely looking yet. We don't have images and things like that on it, but we do have all the links at this point, and it'll be improving over time. And we should have better and better news content as time goes on. So really excited about this, because we used to just have one source of news. Mm-hmm. Talked about this a little bit last week. We used to use only Disability Scoop. But if you look down at the very bottom of that thing, the white line on the very bottom down there, it says the source. So like this particular news headline comes from NPR News, npr.org. Providers don't even listen, barriers to Alzheimer's care when you're not white. So that's an article that is on NPR News. This one is from the New York Times. So anyway, sort of like Google curates news, just in general, there is no like really good disability news source. And so we're excited that we are in the process of building that. And we're going to make it as good as we can.
And not only will it be here, but it will be posted on our website as well.
Right. So you can, so on every show, when we start to scroll the news, you'll see the news scrolling here. And then when we, if you want to follow up with it and read the full article, so these are just summaries. So that's like a headline and a summary. If you wanted to actually read the full article, you can go to our website and it'll link you right to it. All you need to do is remember what the source is. You just remember, oh, there was an NPR news story, or if you could remember the title and you go to our webpage, you'll be able to find it.
I'm excited about it. I'm really proud that we were able to come up with that. You put a lot of hours of work into that.
Well, I'm just to let you in on the secret a little bit. One of the things that we're thinking about is we're considering adding a show where we just do news. Because again, as far as we know, there really isn't a disability news program. And so that's one of the things we've been thinking about. What I would really like to do is do a news program, personally, is do a news program that isn't you and me, but it's actually people affected by disability doing the news.
That would be cool.
So that would be my hope, is that we could produce that at some point down the line. But we're going to start to curate the news now and then build into it. So that's our. I didn't think I could put the Zoom overlay in like that, and the news overlays on that pretty well, right? So now you guys could comment on the news. Take it away. It's news with John, Mary Lou, and Al.
There you go.
Is this news copyrighted? Yeah.
It is copyrighted, but it's fine for this source. We're not stealing it. We're referring people to their news. So we're just like Google, where you would go look up the news articles. It's odd though. I actually think it's an oversight that no one is doing disability news, because like if you go to Google, you can do sports news, you can do